wait for a minute or 30 seconds or something. I'm pretty sure the enclosure that we were working on earlier is not... Oh, look at that. Hello. The enclosure we were working on earlier isn't actually fully enclosed. It's more of a semi-enclosure. I figured it would be a little bit easier to... Huh. We got stuff overlapping each other on this. Maybe whatever texture I end up using with it on it, it will mean it doesn't matter. Oh, that shouldn't be there. It's probably been there for ages. Somewhere it shouldn't be. You know what? Let's just start it fresh, right? Weird that all those like random bits are like poking through there. Oh no. Okay, I actually should start from the top, I guess, then instead. Although the top seems fine. Just in the middle here where it gets a bit iffy. That's... Yeah, because I made it initially out of this concrete. So stuff like this wasn't an issue. And now it is an issue. Maybe I could just... Maybe I should just choose a material where it's not going to matter. We'll make a huge pink... big pink shaft. Who doesn't like a big pink shaft? How dumb does that look? Gotta fix up this as well. Doesn't look that dumb. I think I want this to be this stuff. There we go. I feel like this bit here probably doesn't. We don't. We do want that to be on that mode. I mean, it could just have like a little roof like this or something, like this one. I feel like this structure here is probably going to be largely without interior. This can be its own group, so it's not part of that other wall, that other roof rather, that I copied it from. Cool. Yeah, I don't think it matters that that's sticking through because we're not going to be able to see that in anyway. Bali's Hindu, isn't it? Yeah, I think like Buddhist, maybe Hindu and Hindu or Buddhist. I feel like for some reason I'm thinking Buddhist, but you know, I could just be completely wrong. They probably got a little bit of it, but not much, right? Mostly Hindu, a little, like 10%, less than 10% Islam, about 3% Christian, hardly any Buddhism actually. Most of them are Balinese Hindu. Maybe I just thought Buddhist because it starts with B, like Bali. I mean, Buddhism, Hinduism, whatever. They both have the same. I mean, Buddhism comes out of Hinduism, right? Just like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. They're all the same. They got the same God, same same religion, right? They got some cool like temples and stuff. Very like Indian architecture. Let's see. It's a distinct form of Hindu worship incorporating local animism, ancestor worship, or Pitru Paksha, and reverence for Buddhist saints. Or, okay, maybe that was where I got the Buddhism bit from. They have some extra Buddhist flavor to their Hinduism. This is why it gets all the tourism, because all the Aussies get bladdered. Exactly. Exactly. Why do these pieces keep changing what they are? Fuck. Maybe I should just rebuild this whole thing just so it stops breaking. What? That just fixed itself? Okay. I'm not going to question it. We'll build it properly this time. No, what I think I should do is actually this. And whatever texture we choose to use for this, it's almost certainly going to be something which like tiles which is like horizontal beams or something, you know, rather than vertical, being that it's a very tall tower. We don't need to accentuate its tallness at all. We need to kind of do the opposite. I was going to say I'll worry about that in a sec, but maybe I won't worry about that ever. I think this should also stick out a little more. A little weird, whatever that is, that's going in there. Oh. There we go. So let's choose the texture now. Oh, I haven't done that properly. Silly me. I'm not against the wood. Not by any means. Ah. I see. Ah. Okay, well, we're gonna have to fix that, aren't we? We're gonna fix that super easily because I'm a genius. Yeah. So easily impressed, aren't I? Great. It's lined up. Turn the torch off. Oh, shit. Shit. That's fine. Hang on. Oh, it's doing something stupid and fucky. Ah, fuck. Fine. Let's just delete all these bits. Get this bit right and then copy it. Oh, wait. Ooh. That's actually fine like that. Oh, that's what that is that was sticking out there. Yeah, okay. That's easily fixed, luckily. Does that mean this one's also going to be sticking out of through there? Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's not the piece. I don't even know what this bit's meant to be. Just some kind of weird thingamabob. It's a weird thingamabob. Oh, it's only the top bit which is sticking out. Okay. It's some kind of thing, alright. Give me a break. I don't know what I'm doing. It's not a real zoo, you know? It's not an actual dinosaur zoo. So it's fine that it's largely nonsense. So does that need to be? Oh yeah, that does need to be like that. I mean, really, this should be extended out to here then, shouldn't it? So it's the full length of the actual bit we're working with. No, let's not fuck around with it too much. Look, we've already got this like weird like machinery here, right? It's like just use this to cover up that little gap there, and we'll put some more like lights and antennas and things or whatever on there. Yeah. Put some more of these little bits. Like, it just kind of, I don't know what it is, you know? Some kind of miscellaneous industrial shit that serves some function, I'm sure. It's the future. So it's something that no one in the present could possibly understand. It's some future tech. So whenever something that I build looks wrong, it's because it's the future, actually. That's what things were like in the future. That were like, yeah, that's what things were like in the future. There we go. Before we accidentally build something near the ground and have it fuck with the terraforming. Make sure that's turned off. think that's fine, right? We're gonna have to do it with the other one too, but later. Oh yeah, can I put this like big mural here? I don't know about that one there. We'll ignore it. I don't know about this either. Just kind of look at some different colors and different textures it can have. Consider all the options. Okay, we've looked at every texture now, so I think what we want is... I did kind of like the blue that we had. I don't know if probably like a greenier blue, more like a cyan or something. But we don't want it to be too extreme. Maybe more of a teal. I mean, teal is just a good color, isn't it? Probably have some like bushes or something around here. So, wait. What biome are we in? We're in this one? Grassland? Yeah. A lush savanna. Let's put down a bit of lush savanna. Oh, the tree brush goes really small. Oh, it's a bit too lush. I'll choose the things that I want in it, I guess. We want small trees and bushes. We don't really want too many trees and stuff around here, right? Because it's going to be... Oh, it's where the train goes, the monorail. We can have some over this way more. Someone tried to start a capitalist environmentalist party here in New Zealand called the Teal Party because it was blue and green. Lost about one election. We've got like a teal kind of movement here in Australia, which seems to be doing quite well actually. It's like because our slightly right of center party, like our two parties are both pretty much on top of each other in the political compass, but one of them is slightly right and one of them slightly left. The slightly right of center one loves coal and all that shit because they're all in the they're in the pockets of of the mining companies and stuff. So, and most of the people in the country don't like climate change and want it to not happen so much. In a country that's often ravaged by wildfires and extreme heat. Fancy that. Fancy us not liking climate change. So, you know, that party's kind of grown up to take the votes of people who are like kind of conservative, but they don't hate gays and the environment. Fiscally conservative, I guess, is what you're called, right? When you're conservative, but you don't hate gays or the environment. That's the main difference, I think, as far as I can tell. I voted for one of those, like, as a reasonably high preference last like federal election, and they got in, which is cool. What was it? It might have been the state election, actually. I can't remember. No, it was a federal election, because the state election last one was like a landslide for the slightly left of center party. Actually, not really left of center. Maybe. Depends. I guess center is relative, isn't it? Oh yeah. That's way better. Just having a bunch of trees. Just adding the nature, right? Because everything looks weird when it's sitting in an empty field covered in grass like this. Like nothing is going to look natural or normal like a real building like where it's like that. Okay, good. I thought it would have randomly recolored one of these, but nope, it was just a bug. Which I guess is good, but isn't really good, is it? It's great. The approach from this is starting to look real good now. They're like weird flickering up in the distance. That's not really something I can control. Well, shit. I've only got 15 minutes left. Okay. In that case. Maybe we should put more like that. Maybe a lot more like that. Just be like the main section of it here. That seems fine. Probably this side needs to go even further over this way. Probably the difference is our teals are not actually, well, I don't think ever have been actually like an official party or anything. It's a group of independents that are all kind of running on a similar platform. No, not like that. So it's when you don't hate gays, you just hate pores. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're for. They're for hating pores and not gays. I don't know how they feel about poor gays. There are, yeah, it's that kind of like people who are like, I don't know, they're on the zeitgeist for some things and really not for others. I say I voted for them last time and they got in. I didn't vote for them as my first preference. That's the great thing about any sensible voting system. You don't have to just vote for one person. You vote for a number of candidates, and if the one you like the most doesn't get in, then the one you like the second most might, or something, you know? So I might have voted for her first, because there might not have been anyone better running against her, because she was in like lower house. Upper house, I wouldn't have voted for one of them, but I think lower house, there wasn't really much competition. A fairly safe seat for the, well, it was a fairly safe seat for the the Conservative Party, but then they lost it because they don't know, they seem too out of touch with the feeling of the general populace, I guess. I don't know if that's something they'll fix. They'll probably just get their cronies in the media to badmouth the other party to get themselves back in power. It seems to be what usually happens. The Murdoch media, like every time the slightly left party gets in, the Murdoch-controlled media just has a field day complaining about them constantly, and all the old people who get their news from like newspapers and stuff think, wow, they're not doing a very good job, are they? The newspaper wouldn't lie to me. You don't get preferences. You should. You should. Yeah, that's weird. That must be, New Zealand must be the only state in Australia that doesn't. If only. If New Zealand was a state of Australia, Australia would probably get a better government, right? New Zealand seems to vote in pretty good governments. I mean, I don't pay that much attention, but probably vote in some stinkers too, right? I guess every place votes in some stinkers. Yeah, I kind of like that. We got a kind of like bit of a semicircle-y kind of look, but not quite. And it's gonna have oh, fucking hell. There we go. You've got a triple capitalist government right now. National ACT NZ First. Pretty much any party with the word first in it, you know you're not you know they're not going to be a good one, right? ACT. The Australian Capital Territory is what I think of when I see the letters ACT. Or is it like ACT? You meant to just call it ACT instead of reading out each of the letters. That's probably the idea, isn't it? How do they want people to act? That's a shame. What happened to that woman who was doing all right stuff? Wasn't she pretty good? Jacinta or something? New Zealand First are less capitalist. They used to be in coalition with Labour, but they fell out with Labour. Really? New Zealand First, to me, sounds like it would be some kind of like, you know, some kind of populist anti-immigration, that you know, that kind of party, right? If you're putting New Zealand first, then you're saying fuck everyone else, right? That would be my interpretation of that. But maybe, you know, sometimes a name is just a name and it doesn't actually mean all the things that I put on it to mean. I'm probably biased by, we had a party here called Family First, which was just like some, you know, mega right wingers, like super conservatives. I don't think they're around anymore. Maybe they are. If they are, they haven't been doing anything. I'm just doing these ones really to mark out where the front of these bits is. Nice. I'm thinking there'll be like just big glass facades on these. They're leftish in economics, but they're populist. Oh, okay. So they're like conservative leftists. I guess they're the opposite of the teals, aren't they? The teals are the economically right, but you know, progressive in social policy and stuff. And these guys are like economically left, but also idiots. I mean, conservative. That's the technical term for an idiot, a conservative. So I got no problem with conservatives as long as they don't vote or talk. Fuck, just go in the spot I want you to go. This must be immigrants' fault. The fact that it's not going where I want it to. We had less immigrants, then I wouldn't be having any trouble with this. Coming here, taking our jobs, the jobs that we don't want to do. Keeping our society functioning, making the economy grow. Who do they think they are? Invited into our country because we need them. How dare they? How bloody dare they? Oh, the nerve. They did go into coalition with Labour because they said capitalism needs tempering. Actor libertarians. Oh no. National are just rich cunts who haven't thought about it enough to be libertarians. Yeah, okay. Libertarians are essentially rich people who, or people who think they're rich. Like, I don't know, none of the libertarians I've met are actually rich. Like, most of the libertarians I've met are people who would not benefit from libertarian policies, but they're too dumb to fucking realize it. But is that just the case with libertarians in general, though? They're people who think the economy is important, but not important enough for them to have ever actually read anything about how economies work. That would be my definition of a libertarian. Which I think, if anything, is kinder than they deserve. Oh, I see these two have become part of two different things. No offense if you're a libertarian. And if you're a libertarian and you're watching this stream, I don't know how. I'm always having to go at libertarians. It's like the yeah. I feel like libertarianism is to economics as like Ayn Rand is to philosophy. It's a kind of like a bit of a cunty view that doesn't require any thought. That kind of thing. Agree with them about certain things. 420. Yeah, the fact that they don't want any regulation on anything does mean that they're sometimes accidentally right, because you know some things are overregulated, right? Oh, we could get cheap views. Denied. Take that, bot. Yeah. I'm sure there's probably no political or like worldview, right, which is wrong about everything, right? Like even the Nazis were right about some stuff. Like those damn gypsies. That's not true. Just having a laugh. Please. Full libertarianism would lead to an Ayn Rand dystopia. Yeah. It really would. Just... It's like the people who complain about paying taxes all the time. It's like, well, I don't want to have to pay taxes. My money, which I earn. Yeah, what about all the roads you drive on? You don't want to have to pay for the roads you drive on, for the schools you send your kids to, for the hospitals? Like, you know where there are no taxes, probably? You know where you could probably go and pay no taxes? Like Somalia? Why don't you go live there? Look how well they're functioning. People just like to complain. I feel maybe this should be like more of an angle. Or maybe this bit should go more this way. Then it can be a shallow angle and we'll still have a big enough area over here. Fucking, come on. Why does it want to do that to me? I guess if I split this from the group, then it will give me good axes for it. Yeah, okay. There we go. That's the axis I wanted. %1 behind electric fences and 99% out starving outside. Yeah. Yeah, that's the libertarian paradise. Isn't it? That party passed a euthanasia bill. Wow. So they can do things right. Saying people should be allowed to kill themselves. I mean, at least that's like fair enough. Although euthanasia is one of those things you need to really implement right. You can't be going around just saying, oh yeah, any kind of euthanasia is good by me. You got to be that's the kind of thing which really does need to be quite well regulated. because it's kind of irreversible, isn't it? Hard to bounce back from a from being euthanized, I would say. Pretty tough to bounce back from that. This place is going to be like a huge science lab essentially. So we're probably going to need a whole bunch of like some really good like air conditioning kind of, not air conditioning, you know, like vent systems and stuff, all the fume cupboards and things like that they're going to have. Although it's most, I don't know, do you need a fume cupboard to do like genetic work? Probably. Why not? Even though you don't really like where they're coming from, they're even more capitalist and national. You expect that they actually come from a place of principle. They're not just bumbling rich people working out how to make more money. True. True, I guess. I don't know. Is it valuable to have principles if your principles are dumb? Like, should you respect a principled person for the mere fact that they have principles and not really mind what those principles are? Maybe having principles at all is worth something. I suppose someone who has principles at all at least is the kind of person who may be convinced to have better principles. If, you know, like the fact that they have principles of any kind means, you know, maybe you could just a little bit of education and they'd be able to have principles that make sense. I'm never going to be like a big streamer. I can't help myself talking shit about those I think are wrong. Maybe I'm wrong and they're all right, you know? It's possible. It's unlikely. Very unlikely, but we can't like categorically rule it out. Is it valuable to have? Well, is it? I would say no. It's not. Gonna put this bit inside here. So let's just turn the thing off entirely. I think we'll just have some like big oh shit. How is it 1:07? It was like 1:45 last time I looked, and all I did was build the perimeter of this building. And now I have to go. Damn it. Well, I'm gonna keep working on this zoo off stream as well. And when I get like a big amount of it done, I'll probably show it off on the stream so you can have a look at what I've been doing. I'll keep working on it until the game gets too laggy and I can't make myself play it anymore. But I mean, we've done a lot in here. Like, look at the amount of this place that is complete. It's a real long-term project, though. It's gonna take a long time to make it all good. Oh, I still haven't done the little fossil exhibit that I was gonna do. Oh, I love this place though. It looks great. There's bits which are like, you know, not quite as complete as others. Oh yeah, this little attempt to make the staff actually be able to use this staff room thing didn't really work out. Oh, this place. It's one of the first places I made. It's actually not that bad. Oh, these things? Yeah, the nets. The big cubes. I love this place. This is a great one. It's one of my favorite bits that I built. I just love this like structure. I like how the roof looks like it's like kind of peeling off. This little guy's alright. It didn't really work out exactly how I was hoping it would, but I think it works. I think it's good. This area is really cool too. I like the coffee and cake place. It's like one of the only buildings which is really like scaled to like a real human scale, right? A lot of these buildings are huge. Though it makes sense that they'd be huge. Oh yeah. Yeah, this will look completely unfinished here. This place I also love. I particularly like this view of it. Like, I like how all these different angles like meet and stuff. Oh, and I love this new area that we're doing. Yeah, I like most of what we've done here. To be honest, I think it's all pretty cool. And the bridge. Can't forget the cool bridge. Oh yeah, and the monorail cars. Alright, well, did I just save anyway? I think I did just save, but I'm saving again. We did 112 hours, 113 hours of this game. Then that's enough to give it a little break. And next week, I'm going to play some Cyberpunk. Either that, maybe something else, but probably that. I've installed it. I've got it ready to go. I think I'd like to play a bit of an RPG. That would be fun. So, anyway, see you later. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your week, and see you on Friday.